All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pixel Slaves. Whoa, what a week. What a week. Oh, wait, week, 3 days. And then 3 days felt like we are already 1 year past, I think.
And there's probably 3 models that are going to ship during this show, so get ready.
Exactly. Three new models. But wait, Robert, I think we're missing someone. I think Shodah
Who are we missing?
The British are coming.
Oh, British. Oh, so Shodah needs to connect, right? So let's wait for him on the Zoom. Wait, Shodah.
There he is.
What the hell is going on?
Hello.
You've been there.
You
Now
guys
you're
are in the
here?
same space. The Matrix is bending.
Oh my God! No way.
My gravitational pull has done the fabric of time.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, welcome, buddy.
Hello.
Pixel slaves.
Live.
Slave. 3 slaves here in the show. All right, so
Do you have a Deepseek strategy?
I have a deep strategy. I'm not sure if I'm seeking to tell you this, but
Everybody in Silicon Valley is ripping out their OpenAI and putting in Deepseek.
listen. First of all, I use it. I would say right now I use.
Hey, ChatGPT, how are you handling with a DeepSeek?
So I use
Refuses the answer.
I think I use it like
Yeah.
50-50 right now, DeepSeek and ChatGPT. I find it very similar in some things. ChatGPT is still a little bit better, but generally they're very, very similar, depending on what you do, right? So I do write some, emails, some blog posts and things like that. For that, it's both are perfect, right? Like give me the title, give me suggestions for my YouTube video titles, right? And I get like 10 suggestions. But if we talk about generally what happened, we actually on the last show, we discussed the Chinese are catching up and we have no idea what Chinese and Russians are doing. We had literally, like I gave you my perspective because I kind of follow a little bit of the Russian AI thing. And I told you that it's smarter with kids and blah, blah, blah. And now we get to really feel it. Chinese have done this, and whatever the way how they've done it, I'm sure maybe it's not 5 million, but I'm sure they've done it much cheaper than OpenAI, much cheaper. Whether it's 5 million or 25 million, it doesn't matter because OpenAI spent what, 4 billion? So that's
I mean, this is where innovation's sort of funny because they probably stole a lot of OpenAI's work, and
we don't
sucked
know.
it in,
We don't know, right? There are some allegations, but the question,
there's lots of allegations.
right, but the allegations are coming from
There's a lot of similar answers. That's all.
And didn't AI stole everything from the internet anyway? Like
they didn't ask me to ingest my blog, and it got ingested somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And my valuable thoughts on Twitter or whatever.
Everybody's stealing.
Exactly. I mean, first of all, we don't have the proof that Chinese have stolen anything. Right now, it could be an attempt to save the face by Microsoft.
Let's be honest, the Chinese are good at stealing.
Listen. It's the biggest
I've
flattery.
been around. I've watched them steal Silicon Valley stuff for decades,
They probably will call it learning, okay? They learn and it depends how you phrase it.
I mean, Steve Jobs stole it from Xerox. Everybody stole everything from Xerox. Xerox had this little lab in Silicon Valley that had the whole freaking world in one building, right?
It's true. And we use it still. Like that Mac, that one.
Yeah.
Which if I put the camera,
is it an original Mac or what kind of Mac?
Yeah, it's 985 Mac. That one. The mouse is from the HP lab, right?
Mouse was invented at SRI Lab.
Yeah. Oh, SRI Lab. Okay, yeah, it's true.
By Doug Engelbart.
But a lot of things are actually invented there, right? So
Xerox PARC invented that, invented a lot of the things that Apple got from Steve Jobs. Got a tour of Xerox PARC and actually gave him a little stock to get the tour. which people forget about. So it wasn't quite stealing, but it was
also UI,
it was
right?
pretty cheap. It was a pretty cheap acquisition.
The graphical user interface was done in there for the first time in Xerox, right? Yeah. So
it's just they were nerds, and the executives at Xerox couldn't figure it. Well, they were scared that thing would ruin their copier business, right? Because they had fears that all the paper business would go away, right? Which hasn't really happened yet, but
all right.
So people are always afraid of things taking their business,
Of course. But talking about AI, coming back to DeepSeek, whatever happened, the result is already live and there, and you cannot take it back because it's open source. That's where the power comes in. And honestly speaking, when, of course you need the data, and we'll see whether these allegations are true or not. We shall see, because again, I don't know, I'm 50-50 whether this happened or not. But the code is open. The people can download and run it on their machines. And I give them humongous credit for doing that,
Yeah.
Because that is a crazy way to disrupt the market in a really, really powerful way. And I saw people commenting with some, in my opinion, stupid tweets in an attempt to kind of say they were like copy pasting the terms and conditions from their iOS app, I think.
Yeah.
And they were saying that this app might record your keystrokes and send them blah, blah, blah. But every app on the App Store, on every app.
Did you notice my Chinese lights with microphones?
Yeah. I mean, every freaking iOS app and Android app are doing exactly that. So there's nothing special about DeepSeek. It's basically
it's just China. It's tribalism. It's okay if an American company does that, but God forbid Chinese company can do it. Which.
But I tweeted instantly, and I wrote, just to be clear. When I quoted that tweet about the privacy, and I said, just to be clear, I'd rather, and we discussed it already in the past in this show, I'd rather a Chinese company which has no affiliation with the territory where I live, it has no power over my communication, I'd rather have them have my data because they cannot misuse it against me in my territory than Meta or Google or anyone else having here my data, which can be easily misused by these governments. That to me is easier because Chinese will not sell my data to Europeans.
By the way, you can run this model locally and it doesn't report home. So that's the ultimate thing, right? But what it did do was cause a price war. OpenAI is losing a lot of developers. I just put up another post as we started this show of companies ripping out OpenAI and putting in DeepSeek because the price is a lot cheaper for running this model. Right?
Yep. And I think the price is what it was per token. I think it was 10 times or 20 times cheaper than maybe 100 times cheaper than OpenAI per token.
Yeah.
So
I had dinner with a guy who works at Meta in the AI group, and he says there's 4 war rooms going on right now for them to try to figure out what to learn from this, how to get their models cheaper and faster, right? And so that they have 300,000 NVIDIA cards in data centers building all sorts of stuff. So this puts some pressure on Silicon Valley companies. Is good.
100%, and that's good. I think that's how innovation comes in, right? And I think everybody were caught by surprise that nobody expected that from China. That China will do. Everybody was saying China will do their own AI. It will be closed, and nobody will have access. And suddenly China brings up and does open source everything. We're like, what? What happened there?
China's been a big user of open source, though. Baidu uses OpenStack, which is an open source cloud computing platform that Rackspace started actually down in Texas. And so it doesn't surprise me that much. And Kai-Fu Lee wrote a book years ago about how China was going to beat America in AI. So if anybody hasn't read that, which of course nobody reads books anymore.
But they do AI summaries.
We're on X, doom scrolling. We don't read books.
But I think one thing you said is China has been a big user of open source, but being a user doesn't mean being a provider of open source software. So that's what unexpected. It is a pleasant surprise for me to see China doing that, because that shifts the sentiment, I hope, in people's minds, saying, wait a second, China might not be as we, here in the US or in the West, imagine it to be. It might be completely different world, which we don't understand, which is true. We just don't understand them well enough. The same way as we don't know what Russia is doing. Like I'm watching some of the podcasts about AI from the AI kind of people in the Russian industry, because there are big players in it, and they have huge data centers like Sberbank. They were barred from the West, and they kind of rebranded themselves. So they're still a big bank, and they used to be a big bank, but now they're not only a bank, but they're a provider of smart home solutions and and AI. And it's kind of like Huawei's story. They've been banned from the expansion from the US from West, and they began to innovate themselves and re-innovate themselves. So they actually build smart home complexes, like buildings and districts in Russia, and they do connect them to the big AI hubs and stuff like that. Super interesting. And people have zero idea what's happening, like in the West. Like people don't follow this.
I know.
They just,
we're not allowed to go to Russia anymore. Before the war started, I was able to go to Russia and meet people and see inside companies. Now that's cut off. They're very smart, and they're very smart about programming shitty computers. They've always been that way, right? In fact, that's why Silicon Valley has so many Russians, because we still do a lot of them move here because they're really good programmers, because they can program on shitty computers, right?
Yep. So that it will be an interesting. And again, I think the whole war thing, I mean, open sourcing everything, that's kind of, it's not a war anymore. In my case, it's a war, but on a different level.
It's a new economic
different
war.
Level war. It's a different level war. It's a smart war. It's disrupting the actual, the base level. They disrupted the base level. And now the base is shaking, the base is shaking, and everybody is.
It's a price war, and they took away OpenAI's profits, right? OpenAI really had the only revenues in the AI industry, which is a little dirty secret. And it came from two places. One, a lot of developers were using OpenAI to run underneath their AI app, right, or their travel app or whatever.
Yep.
And that was causing a lot of revenue. And then the consumer, I'm a customer of OpenAI. I'm paying $20 a month, right? Right? Have you canceled it yet? I'm thinking of canceling it.
Me too.
I'm still paying my $20.
I'll give it a probably another month.
No, it's by the time this show's over, there's going to be like Google Gemini shipping a new model. Mistral just shipped a new model. I mean, I
do use Gemini though, because I have Pixel as well, and I just sometimes it's just faster for me to type in here than to open an iPhone and ChatGPT app. And Gemini was pretty good. Like it's on par with OpenAI in general tasks. Like
that's the other story. Is a lot of it's really hard for me to tell the difference anymore as an end user. Developers and people at Stanford University, they have evaluation suites that can tell you, okay, this model is a little bit better on this score and this score and this score, but to the end user who's asking a typical question, they're all pretty good at this point,
Yeah, I mean,
Explain it to me.
Yeah.
An idiot.
Yeah. Well, you're asking the wrong person, but okay.
What
We're idiots explaining to idiots.
Exactly. It's like
I'm a super idiot.
Okay.
So what happens if they did base it on OpenAI? If they copy
nothing? Literally nothing will happen.
Yeah, because OpenAI stole all our shit to build.
First of all, OpenAI stole a lot of shit. OpenAI is being sued by a lot of people and a lot of companies. Third, OpenAI has zero power over Chinese companies. Zero. Like they can bang the head over into the wall many times. Sam Altman can be running around and screaming and shouting and bombing the hands on the table, but that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So what does this all mean for virtual worlds and holodecks and glasses and headsets? Because I was just at the optics show seeing new waveguides. The waveguides are not things that you care about too much, but they're pretty cool. They give you a 30.
I do care. Yeah, I mean, Hypervision wasn't that optics show. They had a presentation. The company where I'm on the board and we're invested in. So what's new in VR? So first of all, I want to say that
Well, and how does the AI war
yeah.
mix?
So,
Because I think that's what's coming next is holodeck wars,
so
right? Which people can't really conceive of. But NVIDIA really kicked it off at CES. Jensen Huang really showed off how a holodeck works. He didn't really call it a holodeck, but a 3D environment is Omniverse, right? And the digital smarts of the 3D environment now is a new thing called Cosmo. So there's a lot of AI
what you're
movement.
describing is actually far away, I think. Like not tomorrow, not next year, but I think 5+ years. But so
Yeah,
in
I think
general,
it's coming. I think it's coming next year. I hear there's 5 holodecks coming this year, actually.
the reason it's not, it's because if I look at the devices today, let's say the Vision Pro,
Yeah,
and you know, Samsung from Android XR and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah,
If I look at the devices today, they don't have, so they didn't even figure out the baseline of OS properly yet. And
yeah,
we want them to become a holodeck immediately. I don't think that gap is possible to jump over. They need to figure out first the perfect usability and use case for the users to use those OSs, right? So Android XR is
yeah.
very new; it's not even born yet.
No,
Google, and Apple with Vision OS is more mature, but still in infancy. It's good, but it's
yeah.
infancy.
There's a
And
second one coming at the end of the year, I hear.
yeah.
So,
But what I'm trying to say is,
which
I
will
don't
have more
think
GPU to run these new holodeck environments, right? And a lot
so.
more AI inferencing.
So for example, we use in Somnium Space inside our virtual reality world AI to power a tutorial guide. So you come into Somnium Space to have a tutorial video, and then next to it there is an AI avatar standing. You can come to it and you can talk to it, and you can say, "Hey, what's some?" You know, it's been learned on the Somnium Space library of information we have, and you can ask him like, "Where do I go to the amphitheater?" or "How do I turn on the tablet?" How old is Somnium Space? You know, all this kind of Somnium related things. We
Yeah.
use OpenAI for this. We'll probably swap it for Deepseek to just make it cheaper. I mean, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Um,
It's not good as an entrepreneur to burn $100 bills in the conference room, right?
yeah, I mean, it does make sense. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. But if we talk about holodeck, let's define holodeck. What is holodeck for you, Robert? How do you imagine the holodeck
It's a
from the
3D
consumer
environment
side?
that's all around you. And it
The Vision
doesn't
Pro is a holodeck.
necessarily. Well, the Apple Vision Pro is a holodeck to me. When you put it on, you're
Yeah,
seeing you see your hands in front of you, you see your office around you,
this is a
right?
holodeck.
Yeah.
It's a version of holodeck.
But that holodeck that you see at the Apple store when you go to get an Apple Vision Pro demo, right? And you see your hands in front of you, you're seeing voxels, right? You're seeing
Yeah, of
volumetric.
course.
You're not seeing your real hands. You're not seeing the real Apple store. You're seeing
Same
two
with us.
screens,
Same with us.
right? Same
Yeah.
with you. But those don't have very much smarts yet. When you start adding AI into the mix and you add in a AI driven user interface, I think that's what I'm starting to dream of. And I've been doing a lot of shows with Dylan at Unity Labs. That's what he's building is a environment around you that you can talk to, write code, make movies, answer your email even, but talk to a digital assistant or a virtual being or a group of them, right? That's the holodeck. And you're right. We're, before this is fully realized, it probably is even a decade, right?
Yeah.
Before it really is
Yeah. At
amazing,
least.
right?
At least.
But I'm seeing all the AI papers, all the research that explains how it's all going to work. That is already shipped. So now it's cooking in R&D labs, right?
Yeah, I think like the good example of holodeck for me is you're in Vision Pro, you see your environment, you click the button, the wheel, and the environment goes into virtual environment. That's
Yes.
a very simple yet very powerful example of holodeck, right? You still see your
Yes.
hands in that virtual environment, so that's very powerful. I think the next step for me would be I see my environment, and then I say, change me the windows so that I can see New York rather than my Prague stuff, right? So I can,
Yeah.
there are apps for that in Vision Pro. You can kind of do it, but it's all manual. You have to put it in,
Yeah.
and like it's all picture based. Like the AI could do that. AI could change my color of my walls. I don't want to have white walls. Do them pink. Boom, and then suddenly
Yeah.
there are pink walls all over the place, right? And it's all looking natural. Like it's all looking natural.
Yeah.
And I think,
By the way, there's going to be several different holodecks, I call them. That's a heavyweight holodeck where you can change your entire environment around you. I'm walking around cities with my phone and headphones
for
and
sure,
getting tours because AI has a world model, right? If you say I'm in front of the World Trade Center in New York, it knows where you are and can tell you about things around you and can even navigate you to them
soon
and
you don't
tell
need
you,
to
oh,
say to
take a,
them. You don't need to say
what's
to
that?
them soon. You won't need to say to them. You will show it in the camera because the
Of course.
OpenAI didn't release yet the feature, but they showed that already. Google showed
No,
it as well.
I've used the advanced voice and the advanced vision features. It's pretty powerful.
Exactly.
Multimodal
And
models.
now imagine this in the headset. That's the holy
Well,
grail.
that's for me, wearing headphones and holding a phone, that's lightweight, right? Particularly when it starts showing you things as you're walking around a city or a shopping mall or something like that.
We'll play a video here of MKBHD doing the Android XR Samsung review and the cool feature they use with Gemini. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have.
Yeah. So the circle to search. Okay. In phone, it's shit because it's whatever. When you look at something in Vision Pro or in Samsung Android XR and you do just this, that's very powerful. That is very, very powerful. That gives me a reason to go outside and wear it outside and just do this kind of thing.
Walking through a park, going, "Oh, that's a pine tree. Oh, that's a bird.
Yeah,
that's a rock."
And then I come in like,
that's an idiot.
That's an idiot.
but it's really cool when you're at a restaurant and they don't speak your language and you can take a picture of it and translate the menu. Well, if you have glasses on, you could just say translate that, right? That's going to be a very powerful use case for these new augmented reality or mixed reality glasses that are coming, spatial computers that are coming.
And stuff like calorie counting. You just look at a plate, it tells you, oh, this has got 512 calories with 30 grams of protein. That's what
we don't have those problems.
I don't want to see this. Fat shaming.
Anyways, the devices and the environments of our dreams are still out there in the future. We can see that they're coming, but when are we going to get the full thing that really works, that's on our head, that doesn't have a cord, that gives you beautiful Gaussian splats or convex splats, right? Which are the new 3D technologies that are coming out of the R&D labs, right?
I recently watched a Russian podcast with one of the AI researchers there, and he said he said two interesting things, by the way. He said an interesting thing about AI. He said that one of the Chinese engineers or owners of the company, was it Alibaba or someone else, said that AI is a new electricity. And the guy who was running the podcast said, what do you mean by that? Or what did he mean by that? And he said, when electricity came out, people didn't know what to use it for. It was an interesting technology. And even the people who invented it, they didn't know how to utilize that. Then someone invented the refrigerator, and then suddenly people were able to store food and transfer food from one place to another. I don't know why I'm pointing at you, but food, come back. But
you still salt your food instead of putting it in a cold place.
So that's one thing, right? So people didn't know how to use it, and it took maybe 20 years to figure out the most killer use cases, which we take for granted today. So invention of electricity, if we go into retrospect, for those people, it didn't sound like a game changer. Actually, it was an innovation, but it was kind of like AI for us today. Most probably, or 100% chance that in 20 years, we'll be using AI in every single aspect of our life, one way or another. But we will not even realize that too much. It will be normal, but it will slowly creep into every aspect of the lives.
It cooks my toast. I have an oven with an NVIDIA card in it and a camera. I put my toast in the oven and it cooks it automatically. Or if I put chicken in there, it gives it a different time. Right?
What do you do?
You get.
I'm already there. I mean, I have an oven that does my toast. My car drives me and my kids to their school. Right. I get home and I start talking to ChatGPT. Right.
By the way, two topics I wanted to discuss actually until I forget. Two topics.
All right.
cars.
This show is a little random. Sorry to the viewers if anybody is.
Oh, no, don't go. They don't. Guys, you don't like it? Go. Okay, go. Turn it off. Turn it off. I don't. What's wrong with you people?
This is like going to South by Southwest and walking around 6th Street drunk. You know,
listen.
with all
We
the
don't have any
nerds.
sponsors. We don't do it for the money. It's okay. We just rent here. If you don't like, just turn it off.
No, that's cool. I love it. Anyways, back to cars.
Yeah, back to cars. So I'm watching the channel, which the guy, he's from US. He's reviewing the cars. He's doing a lot of Tesla reviews, but he's also reviewing other cars. And he recently paid his trip to go to China for a month, and he reviewed cars there. He just came back, and he recorded some videos. Yeah. And he said two things, which so far he'll bring more videos, so the more insights will come. But two things struck me. I kind of knew most of them, but I didn't know to that depth actually. Yeah. So number one, he said the charging speeds and the battery technology in China are way ahead of even what Tesla has today, because the capacity of the battery, and I knew it, there are companies who are putting 150 kilowatts batteries in the cars, and the speed of charging from 10 to 80% is 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
No, 5. No, 5.
Whatever. Yeah,
I was at Zeeker's press conference at CES, where they announced 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes
for 80%.
But it's true.
My Tesla takes 30.
Yeah, he tested it. It's true. What they say, like I think it took him 7 minutes or something, but it charged faster than the phone. Now that is a car which can go 500 kilometers or like 350 miles, which charge you in 7 minutes. That is insane. And that, by the way, and the price point of that car is $40,000, 45.
Yeah.
That
has a big implication on as we go to robotaxi, because you want your car to be on the road making money, not charging, right? And every minute that it's charging is minute that it's not making money. And if you have a million cars rolling around, that really matters.
Yes.
I think Tesla's going to have to upgrade their battery too, because they're in China as well.
They
know what's.
But they didn't. Yeah. They just released Model Y, and
they cost money for the new.
Yeah, but it says the old battery. It doesn't even have 800-volt charging system. It has 400-volt charging system. Why? That's a question. They know better, I guess. But I think
how products are. You have to make trade-offs. Do you put the new shit in and make it more expensive, or keep with the old stuff and make profits? Right. That's what's going on.
It's true. It's true. I just hope that they didn't miscalculate that the Chinese are going, because the biggest market for Tesla is China. So if they miscalculate, if they misstep, and Chinese will say, bring the Tesla, I can buy the same price.
They sold 130,000 of the new Model Ys in a week, so they're doing pretty good over there.
We shall see.
By the way, they're the only non-Chinese company doing well. Everybody, did you see GM just announced results yesterday?
Correct. You're right.
$4 billion loss because the Chinese just are not buying their products, right?
So that was the first finding. The battery capacities and battery technology is way ahead of anything even Tesla does today, which is a big thing to say. And the second thing, which was new to me, because I didn't know that the scale is so big, he said the guy drives Model 3 with the newest autopilot system, and he has a Cybertruck too, and he knows what the autopilot is. He drives it. He knows what Tesla does. He has the latest one.
FSD, I mean.
Yeah, he uses he uses FSD, and he said China has at least 3 or 4 companies at the same or even better level of self-driving on the roads today in China, and they're everywhere. Like Huawei has one, Li Auto has one, I think Zeekr has one, and Xpeng has one.
Zeekr's the best, and that's why. Okay, so I was at CES and I had breakfast with a guy who runs PC Week Labs, and he said at the end of the breakfast, he said, "Look out for the Chinese. Talk to all the Chinese you ever meet at this show." Right?
Yeah.
And like 5 minutes later, I'm in the elevator with a group of Chinese. I'm like, "Who are you?" I had no idea who Zeekr was before I got it. And I got in the elevator and I go, "Who are you guys?" Oh, we run the #1 autonomous car company in China. I'm like,
"Man, you're so lucky." I would be starstruck. I'll be like, "Oh, Zeekr
he was the vice president of,
my God.
AI."
Would you
in the
still use the
elevator.
Pro?
And I'm like, this is whack, you know? And so he invited me to the press conference. I wouldn't have gone to the press. I wouldn't even have known about Zeekr to go to the press conference if I didn't have that chance meeting, which is why you go to conferences, you know, to run into people. But yeah, they showed off. They're a few months ahead of Tesla on autonomy. They can do things like go up triple levels in a garage and do it well. They were pretty impressive. You know, it's hard to compare them head to head, particularly because they're not in America. So it's hard to have a Zeekr versus Tesla show off here. And Tesla is not yet shipping FSD in China. So it's hard to have a head to head, see who is head to head. And Elon yesterday on his quarterly report said that they're having trouble training in China because they're not allowed to put the data back in the American data centers. That's the Chinese rule. You have to have your own data center. And then because of the NVIDIA rules, you're not allowed to import a bunch of NVIDIA for H200 cards to build your training set over in China. So it's a mess.
You can steal it.
But yeah, you're right. There's so much competition. What's that?
He can use Deepseek to train. He can use that model to drive the people. But what I'm trying to say is, jokes aside, the level of innovation in there right now, and it will be crippling in here slowly but steadily. So Tesla, so every other automaker is basically off right now. The Tesla is the only one is holding on, but it's getting under immense pressure more and more every day because Chinese are just not like the amount of new cars coming out. And by the way, Zeekr is great in autonomous cars. Another one is Xpeng. And Xpeng, why they're good is because they are not only doing cars, which are actually great and super cheap, they're also doing flying cars. And because of the flying cars, their autonomy level is on the next level because they need to be super precise. And another thing is Elon is stubborn and, it's his right. And maybe he's right, but he doesn't want to put any LiDARs. He wants to use only cameras. Meanwhile, LiDARs went so much down in price that the Xpeng, for example, uses a center LiDAR and 2 side LiDARs on the cars, plus 9 cameras to do the autonomous. They put those.
By the way, there's gonna be a new argument because at CES I saw millimeter wave radio sensors, which are better than LiDAR because they see through fog and smoke. LiDAR does not see through fog and smoke.
LiDAR does. Radar does.
No, it's reflected light. No, it does not. It's a reflected light. It doesn't see through fog and smoke.
Oh, radar does. Radar does.
Radar does, not LiDAR. LiDAR does not see through fog or smoke. Millimeter wave radio can see a kilometer ahead. And you're right about the cost. The big one is $400 retail.
Nothing.
The small one is $60 retail.
Yeah.
A little small one.
I can put it in VR1 headset. I don't know why, but I can do it.
In fact, I would, if I was talking to Elon right now, I'd be arguing about how many different sensors to put in the Optimus robot, right? Because you want millimeter wave radio to see around corners and see through walls, right? So that you have more safety in a home as a robot moves around. So I could see a whole argument there. Elon's right about the cameras, by the way. My car is fucking amazing at driving, and it's camera only. So that argument in my head is over. Sorry.
I think it's a redundancy, Robert. It's redundancy.
I fuck the redundancy. It's so fucking
fuck the redundancy. Okay.
No, there's eight cameras. So why do you need? I've heard this argument about redundancy is stupid.
I mean,
it's not needed. It's just not needed.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
If I get a $35,000 car, if I can get a Model Y, which only has cameras and it's good, or I can have a Zeekr, which is same good in.
Well, first of all, if you're in America, you can't.
But it also has LiDARs. I don't care if it's I want to make more. I have
the consumer's not going to care. It's a cost thing. It's still a cost thing. It costs a lot more to make. What's that?
Yeah, if I have the same car as if I can buy. Wait.
But here's where the cost is going to come.
If I can buy this for $40,000,
you're not going to buy a car. See, you're not getting the point. You're not going to buy a car in the future. You're going to take a robo-taxi. I've been interviewing Waymo customers in San Francisco, and every single one of them says they're never buying a car again.
Okay,
every single one. This is what you guys don't get. You're not going to buy a car in 10 years.
I'll buy a car. I'll buy a car.
Yeah, because you're weird. But normal people are not buying cars. In San Francisco, this is already happening. And in China, this is already happening.
But there's a lot of weird like me, okay, people. But I just
well,
wait. I just want to say, if I can buy a $40,000 car, 45, same price as Model Y, okay, roughly. If I can have the car which has all the cameras plus this LiDAR, or I have a car which has only the cameras, it's the same price, roughly the same luxury thing. I would probably, if I don't care about the brand, I would go for a car which has more sensors.
Let's see it head to head.
Yeah, because why?
Well, no, first of all, it matters how smooth it is on the freeway at speed, right? And the cameras are fucking amazing. So I don't think you need LiDAR. I don't think the consumer is going to care. The manufacturer will care because it still does add, those sensors are still $400 a piece. Plus you have to put a bunch of wiring in the car, which increases the complexity of manufacturing the car, which increases the cost. Now, China can make shit cheap, right? But let's see it compare head to head. I want to see it head to head in America, right?
But in America. But what I'm trying to say, the guy was in China. He said, I drive the FSD in the United States all the time. It's amazing. But then he said, I experienced the same or even better level at least 3 different manufacturers during my trip. And he said, this was insane. I didn't expect that because I thought, Tesla is ahead and stuff. But turns out these guys are doing.
This is the real problem for
driving all the time right now.
It's not even a problem for Tesla. It's a problem for Europe. How many people work at a Volkswagen plant?
And in Europe, we have this innovation here, okay? So that this cannot be taken off. This is our innovation. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Mercedes had all this stuff in their R&D lab in Silicon Valley 12 years ago, right? And the German executives killed it. And it's going to doom their company. They don't understand that it's going to really. I see it in Silicon Valley roads. There is no Mercedes here anymore.
Oh, nothing.
There's only Teslas.
There used to be kings, didn't there? Mercs, Audis.
Yeah. My mom dreamed of having having a Mercedes Benz. Her best friend, was rich and had a nice Mercedes Benz, and she just always was jealous of that, right? And I always wanted a Mercedes Benz. Now I use a Tesla. It's way fucking better than a Mercedes Benz. Right.
Yeah, I'm so jealous for the Chinese car. By the way, Zeekr is selling in Europe. They're starting to sell in Europe. I can get Zeekr here, Zeekr 001 with a 100 kilowatt battery for roughly 55,000 euros, which is still okay. I mean, the car is still on par with. It's even better for that price. And I'm looking into it. My Tesla Model S is 11 years old already. I love it. It's an amazing car. It drives super well. But it's 11 years old. The computer is sometimes a little bit slow. I have only like level 2 autonomy, which is good for for highway driving. But I want an FSD as well. But I will not get it in Zeekr because Zeekr doesn't have FSD in Europe. Tesla doesn't have FSD in Europe either. Because
Elon covered this last night. It's because of regulations, and the regulations are changing later this year. So we expect hands-off driving later this year and full no human in the car late next year. But it's the regulations that are holding back Europe. Europe is trying to protect its automakers, right? Because well, it's too late, but they're trying to protect the VWs, the Mercedes, the BMWs, but right?
Do you know what's the problem?
The Porsches.
The biggest, in the last 5 to 7 years, the biggest revenue stream for those German automakers was Chinese market, and they lost it. That's what Europe doesn't understand. Protecting here in Europe, people are still buying it because they're used to it, but it's a small portion of their revenues. The biggest revenues, Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, and they just
totally on board. This is why I paid attention to the Chinese at CES, right? Because of conversations with you and with other people. The Chinese are the real competition now, right?
Yeah.
And
now we're
in
catching AI.
AI, they're the real competition, right? They're taking away the profits of American companies like OpenAI. OpenAI now has a real revenue problem because they can't grow their revenues. In fact, they're going to see people, move away. In the past week, I know a lot of entrepreneurs who moved away from OpenAI. That means there's a huge revenue
It's a
hit.
simple
So
decision. It's a simple decision because it's just a cost decision. Why would I
Yeah.
pay for something if I can get it for free? If I can get for free 95% level or even 97% level of this, there's no, you cannot blame those entrepreneurs. I'll do the
No.
same with Somnium. So that's clear. But if we talk about
So are we all going to have no jobs? Because that's what's going to happen if China takes over everything. We're not going to have any
China's
jobs.
AI stealing our
listen,
jobs.
my future is I'll be driving in a self-driving car, probably Chinese. I'll be roaming around, wearing the headset, being in Somnium space, and be in the Matrix all the time. All the time on the move with the 6G.
You're just going to stick your head in the
I'm
Matrix
not
and fuck everybody else. You guys are hungry and
Okay, I tell you the
rioting.
story, guys. He asked me, doesn't terrify me this future?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I tell you one thing. When I bought a Tesla in Germany, I probably told this story to you guys already, but when I bought a Tesla in Germany 11 years ago, it was a very rare car. Nobody knew what the Tesla is. There were only a few superchargers around the Germany. And I remember it was a time when I think Gear VR from Samsung, like the beginnings of VR, with the phone and stuff like that. And I remember I was supercharging in the night or in the evening at a next to Berlin supercharger. And I was sitting in the car and I said, okay, I have some time. So I took on my Gear VR and I was doing something in VR. And you can imagine in 2000, whatever, 11 years ago, or like, I don't know, whatever, 9 years ago, that was very, in Germany, nobody knew what Tesla is, nor they had an idea what VR is, okay? And here I am sitting in the car with a VR headset, which the car is plugged to a plug and charging. And then I'm sitting in the car doing my thing. And after half an hour, I take my headset off and there is a guy standing in front of my car looking through the windshield like this.
Yeah.
Because and I went out of the car, said hello, and the guy looked at me like that and just walked away. Because he was confused. He saw the electric car, which he never knew what it is.
Wait until he sees a Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly. But now people kind of know. But in the 11 years ago, nobody knew what Tesla is. Like it was, people were coming to me and saying, electric? How can they were like, what is this brand? Like what?
No,
so
I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
You're terrified?
Yeah.
You spend more time in VR than me.
It's not that.
I have 9 minutes left. So what are we really going to talk about today?
What I don't know what's on your mind. So I want to say also the fresh news is Meta has also posted their quarterly earnings, and the biggest headlines I saw was Meta has posted the biggest VR or mixed reality or X reality labs profit ever at 1.6 billion. So it's like
up 40% from the year before, right? About $1 billion.
Yeah, $1 billion. Now, the caveat is that's the headline. And everybody's like, oh, it's amazing. Look how they sell Quest and stuff. The problem is they have posted the biggest loss ever so far at 6.5 billion, which is probably like 20% higher than the previous one. Now, I told to Shodah, I turned around and said, if I will now start giving Somnium VR1s for free, I will make the biggest and the best selling headset on the planet. I can do that. I'll post the biggest loss, but will it make me genius? Probably not. But I can do that. I can start giving away for $50. I bet millions of people will buy them. Okay. But it's just, to me, it's that we always have to remember the second part of the story. You cannot the way, in my opinion, and I know people think I'm biased against Meta. Like, here's the losses. I will show it on the camera.
Yeah.
Here is the profit, and here's the loss.
Now they're investing a lot of money in AI and doing all sorts of devices that haven't yet come out. I mean, the Orion glass, I found out what they are. Is silicon carbide glass material doing a waveguide, which is very advanced, and much better.
Obsolete. I can tell you my opinion. I can tell you my opinion. What'll happen next? I'm
right.
thinking about it a lot. I'll probably record a video, separate video about
Yeah,
that.
you built a company. You better be thinking about it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do, but I just want to say, so on one hand, you have Apple with their Vision OS, and they are doing the same thing they did with iOS, but they will do with Vision OS, and they will do the product lines, Vision Pros, Vision Lights, probably Vision, whatever. On the other hand, you now have Google, who has restricted access to Android apps to Meta, and they said, no, we'll use it for Android XR. And they have Samsungs of the life, they have Lynx, they have other companies building, the headsets for Android XR, which is exciting because every Play Store app on Android XR works out of the box. Every app for mobiles and tablets. That's a use case right there. You buy the headset, you can use every app. You can have the Telegram, kind of like Vision OS. Meta is in a very awkward situation right now because Meta has just been beaten in AI, the same way as OpenAI has been beaten in AI. And Meta has been beaten in VR by Google and by Vision OS, even though people don't think it's like this, but it is like this, because the biggest bet of Mark Zuckerberg was not selling you Beat Saber. His bet was selling you the OS, but he's struggling to put that OS on any device because no one has an incentive to take his OS because everybody wants Android XR, as they should, because all the apps are there, all the ecosystem of the developers is there. Now, where does
Google has all my data, right? It has all my email, all my calendars, all my contacts, all my TV viewing things.
Exactly. So Mark
my photos, all my location.
Everything is connected there. So Mark has missed second time the platform game. I think he did miss. And everybody's seeing, and everybody, like, the only play he can play right now is to stay in small console game. Like, I will become a console. I will only do games. I will forget about ambitions of the OS. And I think internally, if I look at his eyes, I'm not a psychologist, but if I look when he presents, I think internally he gave up on VR. He's more excited about AR right now because that's the next big thing. He can still try and play the OS game, which is not taken anymore. And AI, he just got bitten by AI company. He has to they invested a lot of money. So they are at 40 billion loss right now with reality.
Like I said, they have 4 separate war rooms going right now.
Exactly.
They're in full crisis mode.
Exactly.
Week,
and it might not sound like this. And when people say like, when I say to people, forget about cheap Quests. This is probably Quest 3S is the attempt for Mark to clean out his old stock of Quest 2 components and get rid of the rest of the things. Quest 3 is the last cheap headset. If Meta will do a headset, they will do an expensive headset because they will have to. Otherwise, they will not be able to compete, or they have to rebrand themselves and say, no, we're not OS anymore. We're just console, like Nintendo, and like Valve, Deckard, sorry.
Sony Xbox.
No, not Xbox, but Steam Deck, right? So like
they still had a big profit beat though. Their money machine is just insane, right? So that's why they can make this.
But don't forget about one thing. I listened to a video recently when the guy who runs a lot of online stores and he uses Google advertising, and he said, guys, listen to me. The advertising market is being silently destroyed and completely revamped because of AI and other tools. And the rails are derailed completely. I actually can confirm. I recently tried to run some Google ads for my social network and stuff. I paid a few $100. I remember Google ads from the past because I used to run them. It's nothing like this. The efficiency is gone. It's completely gone. And I was terrified. I was like, is it working? Because I saw the money taking away, but nobody clicking anything, and nobody. I was like, wait a second, what is this? The efficiency is completely different level right now. So I think the
people are busy. I mean, I'm watching X go by right now. It's noisy. Like there's a new tweet every quarter second on my screen, right? There's like 4 tweets a second showing up. That's a lot for humans to pay attention to. It didn't move like this 5 years ago, right? This has a lot of competition, like TikTok and Instagram and Threads and Blue Sky, right? So it's a new media world, and AI is completely changing like how I use the internet. I don't go to websites that much anymore. I use ChatGPT to tell me about things like buying tires. I buy on ChatGPT.
One
Right?
interesting fact.
Or finding a restaurant.
In our family, I was surprised. I'm the guy who's into technology and things like that, right? I still sometimes use Google to search because I'm used to it, right? But like my wife, for example, she completely switched to ChatGPT. She uses it all the time.
Yeah, well.
And that I was like, wow, yeah, that's real.
My brother owns 2 bars. He made his menu for Valentine's Day on ChatGPT, and he said the food was awesome because he tested all the food that they brainstormed on ChatGPT. So it's crazy. I got to run, man. It's always fun.
Before you leave, we'll do a quick tour. So tomorrow we have a first VR1 meetup. I show you our office. So
all right.
we have prepared here. The VR1 is here. We have one station here with a projector.
I love the VR1, 140-degree field of view. It's better than the Vision Pro,
Okay, so we have an office here. I show you this. This is my office.
It's the toy for the rich people. They all need to buy it.
And then we have another room. Wait, the big game is coming. Wait, we have another room here. And this where the fun part will be happening.
I love the lights. You look like it looks like my house.
Yeah, so that's the. Oh wait, I'll turn off the blur. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'll show the portrait. Here, where's the fun will be happening tomorrow. That's the simulator and VR1 and mixed reality, and that's where
that's awesome.
That's where the far. So, my friends, or my friend Robert, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
You can run, and we'll be probably doing some outros here and discussing a few more things. But thank you for being with us. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think one time per week is not even enough. We need to do like 1 time per day. You need to record shows more often, Robert.
Well, once a month at least, because this, in a month everything changes.
Everything is changing. Everything.
Grok is coming. There's like 3 models shipping today alone. It's fucking insane, right?
Wow.
So I got to run. I got an interview to do.
See you, man.
Right now. See you. Bye.
Bye.
You're on about electricity. Now people don't know how to use it. But what happens if there's a blackout now? What would happen?
Everything's gone.
Mm-hmm. So now we've just created it's an apocalypse event. And now with AI, we're creating another apocalypse event. Because if AI goes down.
But you cannot have.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you cannot have the complete blackout because there are redundancies built. There are, I traded power, I traded electricity. There are grids over grids over grids. You have power plants, you have backup power plants, you have, other power plants which can run quickly up. Yeah. So I cannot imagine a situation where you have a complete blackout everywhere at the same time. There are generators, hospitals can run for.
But what if?
Yeah, but what if? What if the asteroid comes and destroys us?
And then we get so
You're done.
But then we get so hooked on AI.
We're already hooked.
I know we are. I'm terrified.
Why? It's the new world. You're driving car. You flew the plane today. Imagine this.
I know, yeah. AI pilot.
What is this?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And even the plane has like triple redundancies inside for every system. What I'm trying to say is we should not be terrified because the progress, you cannot stop progress. And I think that's okay that we're building this progress, right? But what is not okay is that we as humans, we need to learn how to still stay humans while using all those technologies. That I agree with you. Social connections, real meetings, physical. I can touch you. You're real. Freaking hell.
We've got pointy fingers.
I mean, listen. So this is important, but using the new technologies is a must. Why not? Like if we calculate how many technologies do we use to record this podcast right now? We use microphones, which are wirelessly transmitting.
Yeah.
We're using the laptop displays. We're using internet.
Wireless camera.
We're using wireless cameras. We're using lights. So we're using electricity, obviously.
Fake lights. It's using AI now to process.
Yeah, exactly. We're using fake lights. The lights on our faces are not real; they're fake. So we're using that. What else do we use? We use we sit on the chair, which uses plastics, which is also an invention which is important, by the way.
That's true.
It's super important. You flew on the plane to be on that podcast and be here. It's crazy, man. It
was even crazier to me that none of this is really real. It's just ones and zeros.
Yeah. But what is real? Because what you see with your eyes.
I can touch.
You can touch things. 1 second. I'll be back. Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I mean, stuff like, I can't touch these ones and zeros. What's this? Oh yeah, you can imitate it. Smells then. You're getting the big.
I can touch things in VR. You know what I mean? I can do that. Anything else you want? I can feel things in VR. So what's real? What's real? What is real?
What's real? That's going to be the title of this podcast. What is real?
I think the title of this podcast is insane. I don't know what will be the title of this podcast because the week was insane. It's like, okay, we didn't discuss one thing is, in 1 week, Chinese released the best and the cheapest AI model. They also called it the longest fusion reaction in a history. All in 1 week.
Slow down.
One guy tweeted like, "Can you guys slow down? I cannot keep up with these things. Like, it's too much. It's too much." Is
it still the case of, because China does it, it's a threat to national security? But if it was an American company, it's great.
There's one guy tweeted today. I don't remember who was, and I completely agree with him. Pavel Durov, the Telegram CEO founder, he tweeted and he said, "Do you know why China beats the shit out of us? It's because they have much better post-Soviet education system where it's a competitive one." And I remember because I was studying in the same one in Ukraine, like I had the same education where you are encouraged to get better and you're competitive against others. You are being slaughtered if you are bad with bad grades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In here, we're like, oh, no grades, and every participation is fuck that shit. Yeah. No, you suck. You didn't do your homework. You're done. You're screwed. And your parents will freaking take the belt and beat the shit out of you. And good, if it hurts, it's good because it makes you a better human being. Like it makes you suffering also makes you a better human being. If you didn't suffer anything in your life, you don't know what's good. You don't like it, this is clearly what I think. So if the government is able to efficiently make their children want, you know what TikTok in China is? It's not the shit we are getting here. It's all educational. Exactly. They want our kids or their kids to be inspired and learn rather than doom scroll until midnight
doing shitty dances.
And doing shitty dances. That is the key. And if we don't solve the actual problem, nothing will help. And we'll be beaten, one time after another, whether it's China or Russia or any other country which cares about education and makes sure that their kids are getting, stuff. And we're here like, oh, but they don't have freedom of speech. Do we have freedom of speech? Not really.
UK, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's from UK. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not going to say
anything. Europe is insane in this. I just read that Germany wants to ban AfD party because it's getting more popular. Like, what the? You can agree with party, you disagree with party, but you cannot ban it just because it's getting popular. Like, what the hell?
Someone in England, this is true, completely true. I'll put a link here. Has been sentenced.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of this story.
For
tweet.
But farting in a mic and sending it to her ex-boyfriend. Sentenced to prison. Why?
People became too soft.
Yeah.
The actual truth of life, if you want to do, creating this is a lot of suffering and hard work. Like literally.
Participation award, that is. Well done.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I participated. Yes. It's hard. And sometimes you're faced with so many tough decisions, in running the team, running the company, running the family, even inside the family. It's not like Instagram shiny and stuff like this. Having a relationship is work. And couples need to work to make it happen, to actually make it work and maintain the beautiful relationship. Because it's a hard work.
Because what do we get now with children being given the soft? Just no respect for anything. They're just husks.
Yeah, but they cruise in their lives without any ups and downs. But I think
no need. They don't need to do anything. Why have a competition? Why be competitive?
Exactly.
I can just. Are you an old? You're old. I'm going to bully you because you're old.
Yeah, and that's why, for example,
no punishment. Oh, you can't hit me.
That's why I love like poker. If I do the analogy, I love poker. Right, I play poker sometimes, much less than I would want to, like few times a year. But poker taught me a very valuable lesson in life. Is that in poker, if you screw up, there's nothing who can help you. You do a bad decision, most of the time, you're fucking out. And it can cost you whatever money you have put in, right? But you are out. You can be sitting in the tournament for 11 hours, doing every single decision right. But then you do one, because you're getting tired, you do one decision bad, and you're out of the tournament. After 11 hours, not only you lost money, but you just sat 11 hours for nothing. You understand? It hurts.
It's just are you telling us a story?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've played poker for more than a decade right now. I have a lot of stories like this. But and then poker taught me another lesson. So first of all, you need to be concentrated all the time. And another thing is in poker, you can do all the things right and still sometimes lose. But the key point is keep repeating and fighting and do the right things, because then when you will run hot, when the let's say the universe will smile at you and you have done everything right, then when you will kind of get the whole benefit out of it. And in life, it's the same thing. When people say, oh, you got lucky. No. If you continuously do the right thing, you will get lucky, because at one point, the timing will be right, the people will be right, the things will be right, and then you will get lucky. But to get lucky, you worked your ass for 10 years to get lucky, So I don't believe in the lucky concept in general. It's like one of our friends in US, he was buying this $1 lottery ticket, and they do have this monthly 10 million first prize and stuff like that. And we're always asking him like, bro, why do you buy those tickets? Like he's like, listen, if I don't buy the ticket, no. He's like, if I don't buy the ticket, I have zero chance to win. And I was like, damn, he's right. Like if I buy the ticket, at least I have a chance to win. If I don't buy the ticket, I have zero chance to win, literally zero. So if you sit at home and do nothing, you have zero chance to get lucky in your life.
Stop doing this.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, just do something. My brain is always working in a way of, I don't like wasting time in general. I like to, and I'm like, if I'm doing something, I rarely do something like just for fun. Like maybe I'll play a little bit on Steam Deck for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's I consider kind of waste of time, but like pleasant waste of time. But if I do something repeatedly, I try to make not business out of it, but I try to make it so that it helps me in some way, right? So I love VR. I built my company around it because I was so amazed by VR, 8 years ago already, that I was just blown away. And I said, okay, this will revolutionize everything. And I built my whole company from scratch. I mean, I could have not do that.
No.
Randomly. And it was hard. It's like Elon said, it's exactly correct. Building a startup, people glorify all of that and they think, oh my God, it's all so cool and nice. No, it's like eating fucking glass. Like, this is exactly what it is. Because you have to deal with people, you have to deal with investors, we have to deal with money, you have to deal with customers. Sometimes they're pain in the ass, but sometimes they're nice. They're also people. You have to deal with all of that. And then you have ups and downs because, right, you're doing everything right, but then things are going wrong and then you have to reinvent yourself and things like that. So yeah, it's, I don't know why we became so philosophical. How did that happen?
Be more competitive and better yourself whenever you can is
suffer.
A good way to.
If you suffer, you will, in the end of the suffer tunnel, there's a greatness.
If your kid's being a dickhead, just don't
Belt.
belt.
Turn around. Exactly. Now we'll get banned from YouTube. It's no problem. I don't care. It's okay. Thank God we don't have any sponsors.
Sponsored
By
by
Somnium VR.
Wait, what's a well-known leather belt brand?
Which one?
Like a leather belt brand. What's a
Leather belt. Oh,
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Proudly sponsored by
Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Yes. That's pretty much.
Why is the logo backwards? So when you slap it, it imprints the right way.
They need to produce the logos backwards so that when it's slapped,
Yes.
that it's correct way.
Branded.
Good business idea.
Louis
Should bring it to
Vuitton.
them. We should book the meeting with Louis Vuitton marketing departments. Like, guys, we have an idea for
We
you.
just
New
solved
product.
two problems: little shits and your branding.
Yeah. So, guys and girls, I think life is, we live one time, and also everything is moving very fast right now.
Yeah.
And I also, okay, true talk. I kind of get I don't use Twitter like too much, actually. I don't do doom scroll. I don't have TikTok.
Oh, I don't know. I'm terrible.
And I feel, even though I turn on Twitter like for 2 times in a day for 5 minutes, I still feel the information fatigue. I feel that I'm getting overloaded by not useful information at all.
No.
Things I don't need to know. I don't need to, I can leave without all those things around me. Like, you can dial out and you just concentrate on your thing and do your thing. And I think you'll do greater than if you would just try to catch every freaking trend and who said what, why, what.
It makes me angry. It's just so angry. Well, I think it's just so angry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Everyone's so. I mean, I'm
You
really
want
bad
to-
for this.
You want to engage. You want to inject your opinion, right? You want to freaking prove something to someone. But why? Why? Who cares? Who freaking cares?
Me. When I say the Valve index is.
But then if you care, write it down to the Word document and save it on your computer so nobody else knows. It's for you. And then you save other people of being enraged of reading your stuff.
It's just something I've like looked at myself and gone, why the fuck am I saying this? This is not going to affect anything. It's just going to make me look like an idiot more so than normal. And it's just going to cause a random argument. It's like, it's turned into Reddit, live Reddit, XS. For me anyway. I need to stop. Sorry if I offended anyone. It's an addiction.
We just talked about it. Don't fucking apologize. No, he's not sorry. If you're offended, turn this off. Turn it off. Go away. Go away.
Oh.
I don't care, and he doesn't care too.
I don't.
Like that's why I love this podcast, is because we can talk about things. We're not, we can say whatever we want. No sponsors, Louis Vuitton. No sponsors. We are everywhere. Like,
would you class yourself as your own sponsor?
No, I'm transparent about me being CEO of Somnium Space. You should be automatically knowing that I'm biased, okay? So don't expect me to be fully unbiased. But I think I say shit as it is most of the time. And if I don't feel saying things, I just don't feel saying things. That's why you never heard and saw the XR4 and Pimax reviews on this channel.
Why not?
Because why would I enrage myself into a...
I think that'd be an hilarious video. Sorry, I'm flying.
Listen, I might do it. I might one day. I might just do it.
Just do all these headsets versus VR1 and then try them all.
I'll put the name will be the completely biased review of Pimax and XR4, so that everybody's on the same level. Yeah.
You can't get angry at that. They start typing hang on.
You just told us this, like,
what can I do now?
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I will wait for Dream Air. So maybe in 2 years I'll do a review of Pimax.
I'm really tired.
Oh, we could show the Dream Air. Should we show the Dream Air? We have it here, exclusive.
Where is it? Oh, you haven't yet. It does actually. Oh, now you're onto something.
Hello. I have a Dream Air.
It's actually a Dream Air.
Yeah.
No, it's the Mega Next Dream Air with the flip-up displays.
Oh, that's true.
How old is that headset?
This reference design is more than 2 years old, for sure. More than 2 years. with the dial-in,
So
dog trace,
the really
pancake lenses.
a really small form factor and lightweight and flip up and
Yeah.
So, yes, we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet it'd be great for developing on just. Whoop. Is that a pass through? It doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you got there's pass through.
Yeah, this is my pass through. Yeah. Very clear, by the way. Very good quality.
Graphics a bit bad though.
Yeah.
And the respawn times are.
I see
really
some
bad.
chromatic aberration stuff.
Can
But,
you?
yeah.
Can you see what? Wait. Can you see the wobble?
The wobble. The wobble.
Oh, wobble.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I will review Dream Air when it will
I think you should.
in my dream, because it will never come probably, or maybe it will, but it will be late. I don't know. I'll review it someday.
No, Dream Air. Why do you think they've done that?
Who? Pimax?
Yeah,
I don't think about Pimax much anymore.
I know, but
I gave up, honestly.
But why do it? Why did I do it? Why?
I told you
Have you
last
seen the
time, they feel threatened. They feel weak and threatened because they want to chase every trend and every bit of. They chased Vario with their, Pimax 12K and stuff.
I can't wait for that.
They chased us with Pimax Crystal Light and things like that. They're trying to chase all over the place, and now with the Dream Air, they're chasing Meganex and big screen. Like this is, to me, this is. No, with the Dream Air, they're chasing Vision Pro, Meganex,
Yeah, it's all
and big screen all in one.
No, I know what they're doing. They're chasing meta. They don't know what they want to be.
Oh, that's why they introduced subscription to have a. They're ahead of Mark Zuckerberg. They're ahead. Mark didn't come up with a subscription yet, and they did. So yeah,
It's a shame because I really enjoyed my 5K Super and 8KX. I really did like that, and it just. Sorry.
Because you didn't know better.
Better yourself.
Listen, companies can do whatever they want. But one thing I wish companies will never do. One thing, I'm asking for one thing. Don't take money until you show fully working products to some few independent people. That's what I'm asking for. Don't do anything else.
It should be. I mean,
it should be a law.
Yeah, it should.
Honestly, it should be like
it should
in
be.
Europe. If the product doesn't exist, at least you don't have a working product which has been reviewed by several people, you should not take money. Taking money for pre-orders when the product exists and it's been proved by the industry, it's okay because it's kind of like Kickstarter and you take.
Yeah.
But taking money on a vaporware render is horrible. It should not be allowed. Like this is yeah.
Vapor dream then.
Yeah. It's anyway. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to this special episode of Live Pixel Slaves.
Yes.
Thank you, Robert, for coming once again, and it's always a delight and great discussions. The world is moving incredibly fast.
Too fast.
But don't forget to dial out a little bit and just don't try to chase every trend, every tweet. Don't try to reply to everything. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Make some new trends. Don't follow anyone. Make some new trends.
Oh, can I do a plug?
Yeah.
That's why I love authenticity. That's why I love authenticity. Do you know why I love authenticity? It's because when I
delete your posts.
When I post and it costs me 2 cents or 5 cents to post, and it's going on blockchain, which I will never be able to delete. I take my time to think about what I want to post.
Yes.
Like, please, I really think about it at least for 5-10 minutes. I'm like, do I really want to post it?
There like, feet pick. Nah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You see,
there forever.
You think about it. Like you're like, okay, this will never be. This will stay forever in the internet. Never be deleted. Never be. It's me saying these things.
I think we need to make a segment called "Explain It to Shodah" because he's an idiot. So Long and Last Now is going to probably seem really simple to you, but where do I see all these blockchain stuff?
So there are blockchain explorers where you see kind of like the raw data of the chain working, because every second there's many transactions happening, and you can trace every transaction on the blockchain. Once it's like an open database, and there are explorers.
So I could like search.
Yeah, you can search if you know your transaction, your wallet, for example. You can search. Wallet is long numbers and letters. You can search the wallet, and then you see all the transactions that wallet did. independently, like Authenticity has the website.
Yeah.
But you don't need website. It's just making easier for people to read who wrote what. But you can go to a blockchain explorer, find the contract of Authenticity, and find all the messages what people have posted with their wallets under that contract. And it's forever engraved in that blockchain. You don't need Authenticity website. That's the point. That's what it is, what it's called censorship free, because the government can come to us and say, first of all, we don't allow people to post illegal things, but we cannot, on the blockchain, you cannot stop people from doing some stuff. So the only thing we can do is we can take down this content from website we run, because we can control the website. But you can still go to the blockchain source
and find it.
And find our contract, which is already out there, and it's already published, and post under that contract from your wallet directly into the blockchain, bypassing our website. And it will still be there. You understand? We cannot stop it. Like it's impossible. Blockchain cannot be stopped. But once it's there, it's undeletable. That's the beauty of it.
Immortal.
Yeah, it's immortal. The message is there forever. So that puts a little bit of more weight when you post, like kind of. Like, hey, my kids might be actually reading this shit, you know? I probably want to put something sensible.
Like right now, like in the future.
That could be.
No,
oh my God.
They could be watching this now.
Oh my goodness.
No. Tunnel time theory. No, don't get me started on that.
Yeah. So, the one thing I didn't talk to with Robert, there was another thing, like this podcast with a Russian AI researcher or whatever. He was saying, one guy was like, how do you think, what is the singularity? Like, what is the moment where the humans are with the machines together? Like when we are kind of reaching the point, emerge, yeah. And he said, black holes. And the guy was like, what, black holes? He said, you see, the problem is, how do you make what is the supercomputer? So long story short, he said the black holes might be the supercomputers, because we are reaching the limits of physics with all the processes right now. And then you have to go like,
even smaller,
and then you have to reinvent, and then you have to put the gravity things and gravitational. So he said the black holes, what we see kind of as black holes, might be the supercomputers running our universe and simulating our universe, because it's a condensed energy and condensed everything, the matter and everything. It's condensed in one, and this could be the ultimate supercomputer, which we don't understand because we're stupid monkeys. We might be the part of that simulation. So we might be the simulation running inside the simulation. You understand? So, and I was like, this is one of the coolest explanation of the black holes I've ever heard. And it just kind of makes sense to me. It clicked in me. I was like, yeah, why not? It could be this. Because we cannot explain universe, nor we can explain black hole. What is black hole? You know,
we have the ability to answer. No, let me get this right. We can observe things and we can explain what they're doing, but we can't explain
why.
Yeah. That's pretty much with anything, which boggles my mind.
Exactly.
And what I'm going to say to you now is, do you think we will know if a new simulation is created, or will we just be oblivious?
We would have no idea. I don't think we have an idea. We'll know when our simulation ends, because they extracted all the data.
Will we though?
You know what happens right now, that AI data models have reached the maximum limit of the information. They scrap all the information on the internet right now. And the only thing they need to do, or the only way how to learn forward for new AI models, is to make synthetic data. So they will learn on them. We might be the synthetic data simulation for someone to run their models in the supercomputer, which is the black hole.
No wonder why I'm so smart. I'm an AI model. Oh no.
Yeah, you see, we're trying to break the wall, which we cannot break, because we're inside. We are bugged to this, like, we're trying to understand. But the fucked up thing is, what if people who ran those simulations
just turn it off?
No, they don't turn it off. They don't exist anymore, and the simulation is running by itself. And we are here trying to scramble and understand where we are, but there's no way out.
So they've invented the simulation. They've gone extinct, and we've grown.
We tried. We are inside the black hole simulation. You know, trying to understand.
We are in a simulation, because there's so many things that make sense when you.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, more time we spend in VR, the more it makes sense, because we are creating the simulation of the simulation. You know what I mean? Like, we have created that thing. And because we building it, we kind of understand the implications.
We've gone too deep. My brain's all like,
There's two people left in this podcast right now watching. Just me and you.
You're right,
You're great guys. You're great. Great guys.
Lose weight.
And the code for this week's podcast will be
Banana plastics. No.
Okay. Comment in the comment below. Whoever will comment banana plastics on the comment below, I'll send you 100 auth tokens for you to post on Authenticity as the gift. Or maybe some, whatever. I'll send you a gift. I'll figure out. I'll send you something nice. Comment banana plastics. And the first comment who will comment banana plastics wins the prize.
Wins the simulation.
I bet no one will write banana plastics. Like literally. I don't think anyone who is listening to
plastics.
From the fake account. Oh my goodness. No, don't do it.
No, I won't fake.
I want to see if anyone.
I wouldn't fake comments.
Like from those 250 people who are watching our on average our shows, I want to see how many is watching till the end. Because that's an interesting.
I feel it's better in real life when we can bounce off. Because there's always like a delay where like, can I talk? No, he's on a roll. I don't want to ruin his role. It's better in person.
Yeah.
I'm just really tired. I've been flying.
Yeah, I'm handsome in person. It's true. You're just awestruck because I'm so handsome.
You make a great hooker for the blind. It's really handsome when.
Now you offended so many people.
Or the blind people, or the deaf people.
The hookers, the deaf,
what did he say?
The deaf people, the blind people. Like, oh my god. Anyway, as we told you, we don't care because
get fucked.
It's our podcast. Oh, I think we'll get like demonetized. No, we cannot get demonetized because we don't monetize this stuff. But I think the algorithm will just like no, put it down.
Bottom of the barrel.
I'll post this on Authenticity too. This episode as well. I'll post every episode on Authenticity.
And you can free post as well. So get using it.
By the way, my video about their production update on VR1.
Yeah, it's from I saw that.
Yeah, but it got 150 views. It's not that bad. TikTok, what?
I want to see TikTok.
You want to see?
We started posting so many videos.
We had such a great discussion, and the end is
I'm gonna go doom scroll.
Why? Okay.
Yeah, look. They're
doing
well.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
Subscribe to Somnium Space TikTok channel. At least you will be doom scrolling for a reason.
He's giving me free reign, so there's lots of. I've not even shown him this one. I'll show him one now. I'll put it on the screen as well, just so he can. That's it. That got the most views out of all the. I could do like a really cool edit and something silly like that.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, we need to finish this thing. Bye.